What's up, girl gang? Welcome back to the girls' room. We are celebrating 1 year of TGR, which is so crazy to me. I can't believe that it's been 1 year. I'm back in my office. I don't have lights on because I just hated the way that video looked. I need to figure out my lighting situation so that in 2025 I can bring you all the best visuals possible and just have things looking super crisp. I love this camera, but I think I want to get the excuse me, the Digi. Oh my god, I've been talking all day, sorry. It's like this vlogging camera, because I do think I want to get more into my YouTube game outside of the podcast and do some vlogs and just kind of expand my content and see what other styles I want to do and things like that. I think that would be fun and it'd be growing my platform, and that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah. As we look back on a year of the girls' room, I can't believe it's been a year. I think I want to say that I launched this, I think it was December 29th or something. And if I remembered that, that's insane. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see. I've been having issues with Spotify. I'm not able to upload episodes for some reason. I don't know why. December 28th, I was close. So December 28th, I launched the girls' room with Clarissa. And it is December 18th right now. And this will be my last episode before I take a break for the holidays. So there won't be a December 28th episode, I don't think. But I just want to reflect on this crazy year of taking chances. 2024 was my yes year, and it was the year where I wasn't going to continue to settle for a life that didn't make me happy, especially when I'm so happy in other aspects of my life. And if I could inspire at least one person to go after a dream or a goal or something that they thought would be unattainable, or they were stifled by fear, then I would be so happy, because although it's scary, the reward is so much bigger and better than any fear-based decisions that you would be making. So I was talking to my therapist this morning, and she was like, you don't take into account all that's been changing and how many transitions there's been in your life. It's insane. And I'm like, yeah, I don't soak it all in because I'm too busy, not stressing, but worried about the things that aren't working instead of focusing on the things that are working really well. And I need to get better at that. So a year of taking chances on myself and continuing to do so, a year of learning who I am, bought a house, got engaged, more things to come down the line in 2025 that I can't wait to share with you. And grew this page to 800 subscribers, which might not sound like a lot, but that's a lot. Maybe people do more in a year than that, but it is what it is. This is my pace. And I do want to up my content. It's just been really hard to do that while I'm working in content and editing content for other people. It just makes it all I'm doing is editing content. So anyway, I just wanted to reflect on just what an amazing year of growth it has been. And I urge all of you who listen to do the scary thing. And even if it doesn't work, as long as it gets you out of the situation you don't want to be in anymore, then it's serving its purpose. Because sometimes we do things or we meet people that are just meant to get us out of a certain spot, and it's maybe not meant to be permanent, but you just need that thing or that person to kind of push you out of your comfort zone and make you take that leap of faith. So trusting your gut, following your intuition, following your heart. I'm malfunctioning again. It sounds like cheesy stuff, but it's not. It's like the good parts of life. It's like the parts where you're going to look back and be so proud when you're like 80 in your rocking chair, like talking to whoever you'd want to be with at that time. Just reflecting that you didn't let something scary stop you from living your life, right? And yeah, that's important. It's really important to take action. It is very important to act on those feelings, especially when you've been marinating with them for a long time and you don't feel happy. It is so important to choose that happiness and to take control over what's next as much as you can, and to take the actions to get to that next level. I just finished this book just now. I think it's called The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. And it is really good. I listened to the audiobook on Spotify, on my walks and stuff like that. And it's just so good. Like, it is going to help you start to reprogram your brain. And, you know, I always say, like, let's say I'm talking to a friend who keeps dating the same guy with different faces, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you keep dating the same kind of person, and this keeps arising in your life because you aren't acting differently when it arises. You keep doing the same thing. So that's why you keep getting this issue keeps showing up in your life. And I am a firm believer that when things keep showing up in your life over and over and over, it's because you are not learning the lesson. You aren't changing the way you respond to it, whether it's your love life, whether it's your job, whether it's a family member. For me, it's finances. And I realized that, unfortunately, I'm in my 30s doing this. So if you can do it younger, that'd be great. But, you know, I keep having every month the perfect amount of money to just cover the things that I need covered. Literally, by the skin of my teeth, I always am like, I made it, I did it, I made it. I don't want to live like that, you know? And it's because I am not changing my behaviors. And this book solidified that thinking that I was kind of already thinking about. It did much more than that, though. It's an incredible book. I was recommended that by a friend, and I suggest you read it before you read any other book about mindset or finances and things like that. I'm going to listen to it again, okay? Because he said you should listen to it once a month, and I'm going to do what he's telling me to do, okay? We're following the directions this time, because it really is all in your mindset, and this same thing can be applied to every single area of your life. It's all your mindset. It's all about the growth that's in those hard moments, because you're never going to have those growth spurts without being uncomfortable, or life will force you into something and force you into a situation because it's just enough now. The universe is like, enough now. God is like, enough of your shit now, okay? And with me, I'm starting to realize that the more I do things that I should be doing, the more money flows to me, because I'm where I'm supposed to be. Now, I think this will change and get better when this gets better, and the habits get better, and the stupid shopping gets better, and the TikTok shop orders. I have this thing where I black out shop. It's not good. I will order something at like midnight and not remember that I ordered it at all. And then it comes and Amanda's like, what is this? And I'm like, I didn't order that. And then I open it and I'm like, I didn't order this. And then I look on my thing and I'm like, I did order it. And I'm like, oh, this isn't good. I love shopping. So I am pumping the brakes. We are not shopping anymore. I I got to stop with the impulse buys. I'm an impulse shopper. Retail therapy is definitely something I lean into, and saying things like, money's energy and it will come back to me. I got to cut my own bullshit, okay? I got to stop, and I got to change the way I approach money, because that's really the only point of contention in my life is my finances. So that's what I need to work on, and that's what I need to work towards, because I want to be like somebody that knows stuff, right? When it comes to like investments and things like that. Like, this is rich people shit, okay? Rich people shit is like, they have investments and they have like rich people shit, okay? Outside of a yacht, okay? They're like set up. They have somebody that maybe handles it for them. They just know what's going on. They know what's coming in. They know what's going out. I unfortunately used to say I'm allergic to money. I hate that I say that, because what we put out comes up back to us. I believe that what you speak about, you bring about. And I used to say, I'm just allergic to money. I can't make money. And like, oh my God, what a terrible thing to say about myself. I just can't, because I think that we put things out and we get what we put out. And sometimes we get lucky. But if you get lucky, you're more likely just going to lose it, because it was just luck. So rewiring my brain. This is something I've been talking about since jump. Rewiring my brain, working on actionable steps to do that, holding myself accountable. After I got sick, I've been like really trying to be grateful for my body. I told you that I was sick for like over 2 weeks, and my breathing was just so bad. And I have this body. This is the youngest I'm ever going to be. And I just like, don't particularly enjoy working out. It's just not something I like, but I've been showing up this week. Today was like an active rest day. I went for a nice walk. I'm very sore from the last 2 days of working out, but I'm trying to just be grateful and really lean into all of these blessings that I have in my life, because it's so easy to get sucked into what we don't have, especially in a world of like comparison and things like that. So that's what I'm focusing on for 2025. Exponential growth. I want to be in a completely different lane by the end of 2025, okay? I am claiming it. I will be in a completely different lane in 2025, and especially by the end of 2025. So I'm just reflecting. I am so grateful that anybody gives a shit what I have to say. And I am so happy that I've taken these chances on myself. And I am so excited for what's to come. You know, it's like a lot when there are so many changes happening in life. And after I came out as a lesbian, or whatever you want to call me, a lot changed for me. There were losses, big losses, and some losses I don't give a shit about, and losses that were necessary. And my changing started, 2020 was such a pivotal year for me. And I'm starting to finally see the fruits of my labor. And I think what I've come to realize is the people you love the most will sometimes disappoint you and let you down, or not be able to show up in the way that you need them to. You realize that your parents have limitations. They have limitations, and they can only go so far, which for me, if we decide to have kids, I am trying to do the work so that I don't have those limitations. I think, you know, when you start looking at your parents as people and not as your parents, it changes things. So I realized that, yeah, people outside of family, not family, whoever, friends, sometimes people just can't show up in the way that you need them to, and sometimes people will just surprise you in ways that you never expected, both good and bad. And I have the most supportive friends, which is amazing. And my family is supportive as well. And I am really grateful for the people that I do have. And I think in times where you're experiencing loss, it is the easiest time to get caught up in what isn't working and what you don't have. And it's a slippery slope when you go down that route. And me personally, cutting off certain relationships in my life, you know, it could go that route very easily, but I'm not allowing it to. And I'm really proud of myself for that too. Therapy has been, you know, such an amazing tool for me. So I can talk about the growth in my business. I could talk about the growth in myself as a person, but the growth, well, in my business and in things like that is what I'm trying. My podcast, my business, my social media, whatever. But the growth in myself as a person that is not allowing the bullshit anymore is probably something I am the most proud of, because it's not easy to put your foot down and say no, especially when you are someone who gets uncomfortable in those situations and doesn't necessarily always feel comfortable saying no. And as I've gotten older, I've gotten more comfortable saying, no, you're not going to treat me that way. And no, I'm not choosing this for myself anymore. And you're not going to bully me into doing anything. I cannot be bullied at this age, especially. And I think that that growth is the most important, because that growth will fuel all of the other growth, right? So if you're not good inside, you're capping yourself, because there's only so much you can do when you're thinking at a certain level and mindset. And when you expand that mindset to things outside of the realm of possibilities that you ever thought of, and you are actually open to it, you just open new doors and new possibilities. But that doesn't happen with a closed mind, right? And it doesn't happen when you know everything, when you aren't teachable, and when you're not doing the work. And unfortunately, people don't do the work. They don't want to be better. They don't push themselves to be better. They don't question their programming, right? We are all raised in a certain way. And then in that raising, we're programmed to believe certain things. And you take that programming into your adult life, and it's how you have your lens on the world. It's how you see things because you were taught. It's the same way as if, like, they use this example in this book I just read. It's the same way, like, if you cook a certain thing for the holidays and you did it because your mom did it and they did it because their mom did it. And it's just the way that you're programmed to see and do things. And if you never question it, then how will you ever grow? Because our parents are the older people in our lives, our ancestors, like everyone was just doing their best, right? At that time, the best with what they were given for the most part. That's what we'd like to think, right? They were just doing their best because they don't know better. And I find that that's something that we say a lot, especially this generation. Millennials are cycle breakers. We're breaking generational curses and generational trauma, and the cycles are ending with us. And that's amazing. And I am one of those people breaking cycles. And it's not an easy, it's not easy. It's not easy to be the one that was chosen to fucking do that, okay? But being a cycle breaker is going against all that you were ever shown, not just told, but shown, because kids mimic what they are shown. So you are thrashing against all of these beliefs that you were told to be true, to be fact, that you are supposed to be a certain way and it is the only way that you should be. And to fucking set the house on fire and say, no, this isn't true, it rattles people and they don't like it. And people don't like it, whether it's in your family, whether it's a toxic boss you have, whether it's a toxic partner you have. People don't like to be questioned, and they don't like people that ask questions. But it is the only way to experience true growth. Question everything. Question yourself. Question your thought processes. Question why. Like, break down. If you are consistently seeing the same shit arrive in your life, you need to sit down, whether you write it down or not, or you just go in a deep thinking hole and say, why does this keep showing up for me? Why have I not learned the lesson? Have I done anything differently to solve this problem or to make this problem better? Have I tried something new? If the answer is no, then that's why that problem keeps showing up in your life. That's why that asshole keeps showing up in your life. He might have a different face, but it's the same asshole over and over again. You know, it's like the same thing as when, you know, you have the same money habits maybe as one of your parents. Maybe you had a parent that was like very tight with their finances, never wanted to spend an extra dime, never wanted to splurge on dinner, never wanted to, even if they had the money. And you pick up on things like that because you think that that's just the way that it should be. So it's just all of our programming is what it comes down to. And I implore you to question those things, because once we realize that our parents are just people and they're not superheroes and they don't know everything and they break our hearts, and you just realize that they're also people too, that's when you realize, hold on, I need to start questioning some of my upbringing. And then also, as going into being parents, what do you not want to repeat in your parenting? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know therapy was crucial for me if I'm going to be a parent. Crucial, because there are things that I do not want to ever do as a parent. There are things I just fundamentally don't agree with, but at the same time could see it arising in me if, for whatever reason, I was angry or something like that. And I didn't want that. I want to be in control of my emotions. I don't want my emotions to control me. I don't want rage and anger and fits of anger and like things like that to be present in my parenting. And you really got to deconstruct it. You've got to deconstruct all of it. And it is not easy. And that is why people don't do it. But you should do it, because it is very, very, very important. I think it needs to be done. And I don't know how I got on this topic, but this is just, I guess I got on this topic because it's kind of talking about my growth as a person, and that is the most important thing. So I am on path, I guess. And instead of sitting here and reflecting on just financial wins or work wins and things like that, I'd rather focus on the wins that are the fundamental growth that I have had as a person to my core, knowing what I will put up with and what I won't put up with, and knowing what I don't want to be, and taking that and fucking deconstructing it and destroying it, and saying to myself, I'm not going to be that. I'm going to be better than that. And I'm going to question everything I ever thought to be true. And I'm going to form my own opinions. And that is something to be proud of. So I hope all of you have that aha moment. If you are feeling in any type of way, listen, if you have like a perfect situation and you don't have these issues, but I mean, everyone could use personal growth. Maybe they're bigger than mine, maybe they're smaller than mine, but take it in small doses, take it in small chunks. You're not going to do it all. It's like a slow burning process. It doesn't happen overnight. And I've learned that with therapy, it happens like really like weird. You just have these like downloads that you're like, oh, like that's where that came from. And you just start like connecting dots, because you're challenging yourself and you're challenging your feelings and you're challenging the why this is happening and why you're feeling the way you're feeling. And you're getting down to it instead of, I don't know, or, you have no idea why you're triggered and you are just getting angry and popping off and you're like, you have no idea why. Well, you got to get to the root of that, right? Like, you got to get to that. Because my biggest fear is to have children and to be some angry, like, raging bitch when the fucking kid is just being a kid, you know? And you see that type of shit all the time. And it's not okay. So I would never want to be that way. And doing the work prior it's necessary. So I think if you are someone that listens to this podcast, that is something I challenge everyone to do in 2025, is to challenge yourself, challenge your thinking, challenge your thought processes, and challenge everything you've ever been told in your life, especially if you've already had the realization that the people around you who are part of your upbringing are also just people. Okay? Because that's when you humanize, because a lot of us when we're kids, we think our parents are superheroes. And listen, my dad, like, he's low-key still my superhero. So no matter what, he's always going to be on a pedestal for me. And I kind of always joke and I say, like, this is why I'm a lesbian, because, like, the bar was too high. The bar was too high with Miles. They don't make gentlemen like that anymore. They just don't. They don't make gentlemen like that anymore. They're like a fucking dead breed, okay? Well, he's alive, obviously, but he's a person too. And I could see the mistakes and where the flaws were. Like, but my dad is like, he was an incredible father. He is an incredible father. But yeah, I just humanize the people that raised you and then start to, like, think about things, especially if you are having these feelings already, if they're in you. For me, I was having those feelings where I needed to start breaking things down and just saying to myself, I don't know if I agree with this, or I don't want to be like that, or I don't want to do that. And yeah, so looking back on a year of the girls' room, I am so grateful for the growth. I'm so grateful for the challenges. I am so grateful for every single hurdle and heartbreak that I've received, or that I've been through rather, because that has catapulted me on a path of more growth and more learning who I am and more standing on business, okay? So I just want to thank you guys so much. I'm going to keep this episode short. I hope you have an amazing holiday. I hope you get everything you ever wanted and wished for. And if you have any questions, comments, problems, concerns, please send them to tgrpod@gmail.com. If there's any content you want to see from me in 2025, please drop it in the comments or send me an email. And we can make this fun. Why don't you drop in the comments something you want to change about yourself in 2025, or something you want to work on in 2025? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? Stop thinking small and start thinking bigger, okay? Because I promise you, you can achieve those big dreams with the right steps and the right action, but it all starts here. It all starts with who you are. And I really believe that. So thank you guys. I love you, and happy holiday, happy new year, because I'll probably see you after the new year. So love you. Bye.